Alright, hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Good Gal Gone Badu, where I make spiritual videos and tarot videos. Speaking of tarot videos, I have my main tarot channel, Tarot with Tay. It'll be linked down below. Be sure to subscribe over there if you are interested. And speaking of my tarot channel, today's video was initially for my tarot TAYcation group, is where you can learn tarot from me and just intuitive tips and tricks that I feel would be helpful for you along your journey, okay? I'll leave that information linked down below as well, but just make sure you follow me to know when it is enrolling and when it's not. If you want to be added to the wait list, you can send me an email to thegoddessoftheunknown@gmail.com or tarotwithtay@gmail.com. I'll answer with either one. All right, so that's just a little briefing there. This video is originally meant for one portion of the course of learning tarot and intuitive tips and tricks and all that with me, but I thought I would share this, two birds, one stone, if you will, so that you can all understand the basics of numerology. So I'm going to go through the numbers 1 through 9, okay? And 1 through 9 is the base of any number. So if you can learn the base of each number 1 through 9 and you get any combination of numbers, you can then use those individual base definitions to combine into larger numbers, and then that helps you to understand the way that the universe speaks to us, because God sends symbols, signs, synchronicities in so many different ways and forms. So it's helpful to just be mindful of what you see and how it is translated to you. No long talking. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified every single time that I post. And if you're interested in booking a tarot reading with me, I will link my website down below, thegoddessoftheunknown.com, for you to book with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to message me through the site with any of those questions, comments, or concerns regarding booking, okay? And there's a messaging system right on the website that emails me directly, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. So now let's just hop right into the basics of numerology, numbers 1 through 9. And please keep in mind that these definitions do not start or stop here. There's so much beyond what I'm going to say. There's so much that someone else could say, and there's so much that you could say. So remember that everyone's truth is valid and should be respected and considered, okay? But whatever doesn't feel right to you, don't take it in. Just take what resonates, take what flows with you naturally, and remember that your opinion matters too. So if I say that a number stands for something for me, that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be the case for you. You can put a spin on it, you can completely flip it, change it, whatever you want to do, because it's your life, it's your universe, it's your interpretation to translate the messages from God's divine. Now, I long talked enough, even though I said that I wouldn't, so let's go ahead and hop in. So I know that I said I was going to tell you the numbers 1 through 9, but actually 0 is very important here. So let's go ahead and start off with the number 0. When you think 0, I want you to imagine a black hole, outer space. This is where everything and nothing exists. So when 0 is present, you can expect amplification. This is heightened senses, this is heightened understanding. And if 0 is paired with any other number, I want you to amplify the meaning, the perspective of the number paired with 0. Some even believe that 0 is the God number. The number 1. When you think of 1, I want you to think of yourself. Yes, as in put yourself first, something that we are taught not to do because it is deemed selfish or any other negative connotation. But I want you to consider how quickly 1 comes up in the system of numbers. 1 is literally first, not including 0. So that goes to show you how important it is on the scale when it comes to priorities. So when you see 1, think of yourself, think of self-love, think of your cup and filling it up until it runneth over. This is accepting the love that you know that you deserve, even if you don't feel it on a conscious level. Subconsciously, you know that you are loved and you are deserving of everything that you embody and then some. The number 1 talks about changes within the self on a cellular level that changes the way that you move, think, react. Think of the number 1 as new beginnings within yourself, the world, and how you coexist. The number 2. When you think of 2, I want you to think of yourself and an external source, or 2 external sources. Hence number 2, a relationship, a pairing. Now this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. In spirituality, we talk about energies. This can be a relationship between you and your favorite mug. This can be a relationship between you and a teacher, you and a parent, you and a significant other. This is so many different things. This can even be you and your relationship with yourself, you and the relationship with your mental health, you and the relationship with your routines, your rituals, and just everything that you do. This is you and how you move. This is you and the world together. When you see the number 2, think of emotion outside of you. It's more than just here. It's how it is reflected into the world around you. So it's you and or something, and how something else is affected by you and this thing interacting together, coming in as one, but still 2 separate entities. Now, the number 3 kind of helps us understand the woo-woo of the number 2, okay? The woo-woo meaning that 3 is all about spiritual connectivity. This is cooperation. This is dedication. This is saying that I am going to put all of my time, effort, and energy into this. Me, myself, and I am fully committed to it, the number 3. You can also consider this as the Trinity, involving you, the Most High, and your connection to the Most High. This is connectivity. This is creativity. This is the number that tells us to get up and go. This is the number of energy. Hence, a pyramid has 3 main points. A triangle, I should say, has 3 main points because it is harnessing energy. The number 4, now we are speaking of pyramids. Again, as I was referring to the triangle, but I said pyramid, I want us to now think of a pyramid. The base of a pyramid is a square that has 4 points. Okay, and those 4 points make up the foundation of this pyramid. So all of that energy that was harnessed with the number 3 is now being transmuted into your foundation, the number 4. This is everything that makes up your physical realm. The number 4 talks about your home life and your routines and all of the people, places, and things that are involved with that. This can be your job, this can be your house, this can be anything. But it's a solid foundation that is a solid routine placed in your life based on the energy that you have harnessed. So a talent that manifests into something greater, something grander. So 4 can also be interpreted as the number of a manifestation coming through. 4 is also a number that is known for being solid. Again, the 4 sides, the 4 points, they are a very solid foundation. That is exactly how we build most of our structures today. There's some forms of squares and 4 walls for a solid foundation. So you can also blend this and say that this is also the number of protection. This number is also associated with angels, most specifically when you see the number 44. The number 5, this is the number that we love to diss, okay? The number 5 is relevant when it comes to trials, tribulations, but the thing is that they're not without reason. Reason breeds itself as a product of this challenge or this circumstance that you'd rather not face because it forces you to change. The number 5 represents change, conflict, something that is two things rubbing together, there's friction. And so these two things, or one of these two things, have to adjust to make things flow better. Number 5 is all about adapting, okay? As personally a life path 5, I can tell you that 5 is the number of learning to quickly adapt, change, and evolve. Beyonce, I believe, is also life path 5. So take that as an example if you would like to, and take that as inspiration to find out how these numbers can connect to things in your everyday life to make it really stick, all right? So that you don't have to constantly run to videos like this. The main idea is to use your God-given intuition to translate God's universe to your soul. The number 6, speaking of your soul, the number 6 represents peace, serenity, harmony, balance, homeostasis within the self, and thus breeding that same energy outside of you. Think of the number 6 as equal give and take. Think of balancing scales. What you give is what you get, and this is the message of the number 6. Please do not be misinformed if you see numbers such as 666 and get freaked out thinking that, oh my gosh, the devil is out to get me. Absolutely not. This could be a call to ask you, what is it that you are addicted to at the time? What is it that you are hooked on at the time? This could be a mental state. This could be a person, but it's something that is just not good for your mental health. Or this could be a call to the universe to say, hey, there may be danger around. But this is in rare cases, and it's not immediate danger, but more so, what can this addiction later lead to? Or what can ignoring this one thing later lead to? So don't let negative connotations attached to numbers get to you. It's not supposed to. It's just supposed to help you get through the day. Number 7, speaking of getting through the day, the number 7 speaks of the perfect path. 7 represents God's perfect number, if you will, in accordance with some religions and belief systems. Take that if you would like. But 7 talks about what unfolds after this peace with the number 6 from within. This is the path, the portal that opens up before you, right before your eyes, simply because you decided to shift your perspective with that number 6, now moving into 7. Now you see the fruits of your labor. This is what patience breeds. The number 7 represents patience, planning, and waiting on that change. But it also represents what hard work gives you, and that is bliss. Speaking of bliss, the number 8. Speaking of 8, let's talk about abundance. Abundance that breeds bliss. And abundance is not always tangible goods or wealth or money. This is abundance in health, abundance in vitality, abundance in your mentality. This is happiness in every step, every way that you move. The number 8 also represents karmic shifts and changes. When you feel suddenly so much better the next day, you just wake up on a higher frequency, a higher vibe, that is all due to a shift in your karmic system attached to the number 8. So if you do feel that, I want you to pay attention when you might see the number 8 in random places that aren't actually random. I actually have a video about the cycle of 8s, which is still relevant at this time that you are watching this, unless it's like 50 years into the future, but it's still relevant at this time. And I believe that anytime that you come into this video, it is meant for you. So I'm going to link the 8s cycle video down below. I think you would find that very, very, very useful. I even catch myself going back to it time and time and time again because it's still so relevant. I'm still teaching myself through videos that I share here. And the number 9, speaking of teaching the self on the way here, all those lessons that we learned with the number 8, those karmic cycles and shifts that allowed us to get to this number 9. 9 represents the journey finally coming to an end. It's land ho. You see something truly beautiful and grand, something that is worth investing in unfolding before your eyes. However, all of those numbers we faced before have kind of scarred us up until this point, so we are a little bit more hesitant. We have our guard up. The number 9 represents hard stops. This is usually when we are called to stop and look back and reflect on how far we have come. What lessons can you absorb from all of those experiences? Take that L from those experiences and turn it into a lesson. Once you get so many L's, you can turn it into a win. Okay, it's kind of lame, but it works. So you have now been introduced to all of the numerology basics. Please leave love in the comment section down below. Let me know if this resonates. Let me know what you can add to these numbers, because again, it does not start or stop with what you heard in this video. Allow the world to teach you through experience, and just open your eyes, open your heart, and let the abundant universe bless you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. No long talking. Namaste.
Hey, yeah, made that money on a Monday.